Welcome to a dream, or perhaps a prophecy waiting to unfold. Some dreams vanish like smoke into the night, but some become secret doors, revealing a future never imagined. In the summer of 1999, an unknown Japanese artist quietly published a manga called The Future I Saw. Just drawings, based on dreams he once had, but then, one by one, those dreams came true. Chillingly accurate, 13 times, and the final dream still hasn't happened. 4:18 a.m. on July 5th, 2025. A haunting, impossible moment. It's terrified readers for over 20 years. So, what did that dream reveal? What do you think? Would you dare look into the future? It was a strange little book, born in silence, then vanished into obscurity until disaster struck. No fanfare, no famous name, just a few messy frames, scribbled nightmares, rough pencil lines, slanted handwriting on the edge of pages, looked like nothing more than a personal sketchbook. But then, 12 years later, on March 11th, 2011, Japan shook. An earthquake, a tsunami, over 15,000 lives lost, an entire nation swallowed by the sea. The world watched in disbelief. And then, in the middle of chaos, a strange discovery surfaced online and left millions frozen with fear. Can you guess what was drawn in that book? An old dream, suddenly awakened by disaster, and left the world speechless. Someone remembered the long-forgotten manga, and as they turned its fragile pages, they found rough pencil lines, almost perfectly recreating the real nightmare. Waves swallowing the city, and at the center of the page, the strange number, 311. The cursed date, too precise, too detailed. Coincidence no longer made sense. People started searching for surviving copies, as if unlocking a secret message sent straight from the future. And then, they uncovered something far more terrifying. "15 prophetic dreams. 13 have already come true. And the creator remains a ghost in the shadows." Inside the strange manga were 15 dreams, each like a mysterious shard, warning of disasters to come. And by many accounts, 13 of them have already come true. After the 2011 catastrophe, The Future I Saw exploded into the spotlight. The entire nation asked, who drew these visions? All attention turned to a vague pen name, Tsuki. No address, no face. Even the publisher no longer had her contact details. In an age where data traces everything, for someone to vanish completely for over 20 years only made the mystery even more chilling. As the name Tsuki spread like wildfire, chaos followed, social media exploded. Dozens of fake accounts claimed to be the real prophet. They released new prophetic dreams and stirred public confusion. Some said it was all an elaborate hoax. Others believed Tsuki wasn't a person, but a secret organization, or worse, a tool engineered by hidden forces to manipulate public faith. Then came October 2023. As the manga prophecy craze peaked, Tsuki returned and re-released the original book, this time with full details and a chilling explanation that left everyone speechless. The book returned, and for the first time, the real face of Tsuki began to appear. The Future I Saw was no longer a pile of disconnected dreams. It became a living archive, prophetic images she had seen and quietly protected for decades. In her 2023 return, Tsuki confirmed her true identity. She claims she was born on December 2nd, 1954, in Kanagawa Prefecture. Now living in the port city of Yokohama, her childhood seemed ordinary. A post-war girl who loved drawing, music, silence. But inside, a storm of visions never meant for a child. Since young, she dreamed of strange things. Not fairy tales, but scenes from a future that hadn't happened yet. And so she drew them, page by page, as if she already knew. The future would one day come looking for them. If you believe some things are already set in motion, or if this story made you pause and wonder, leave a comment, drop a heart, share this video with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe, because together we may just decode the layers of time before it's too late. Some are born seeing only the world, but from age 9, Tsuki began to see something more. In her dreams, a figure always appeared, an old man with silver hair, kind eyes, and a voice calm like drifting wind. He stood beside her, whispering of things yet to come. They walked under moonlight, spoke in riddles, things she wouldn't understand until years later. Then came the first dream that truly unsettled her. November 24th, 1976. She saw a man singing under dazzling stage lights, then suddenly collapsing in the fading glow. The crowd below went silent, and she knew exactly who it was. Freddie Mercury, lead singer of Queen, her best friend's beloved idol. That dream marked the beginning of visions that could no longer be ignored. In 1976, Freddie Mercury was untouchable, but one dream whispered the unthinkable. He was at the peak of his fame, healthy, powerful, commanding stadiums around the globe. To say he would die sounded like mockery. But Tsuki didn't laugh. She quietly sketched the dream and recorded it in her journal 15 years later. On November 24th, 1991, the world was stunned. Freddie Mercury was dead. TV networks aired non-stop tributes. Newspapers printed his face on every front page. Strangest of all, in her 1976 journal, there was a drawing of a film crew recording a tribute to the late artist. One dream had already seen the end of a legend. After Freddie Mercury's death, the dreams didn't stop. They started to arrive regularly and followed a strange rhythm. In 2018, the film Bohemian Rhapsody was released to honor the fallen star. From then on, Tsuki's prophetic dreams began arriving more consistently. And bizarrely, they always followed multiples of time. 5 days, 5 years, 15 years, 30 years. She began to record everything in detail. Scenes, sounds, colors, names, exact moments, even the emotions, the weight they carried. Then, on August 31st, 1992, she dreamed of walking down a long hallway, bathed in light pouring from towering windows. At the end was a painting of a blonde woman holding a child. Beneath it, the name Diana, and then, in an instant, a blinding flash erupted like an explosion waiting to strike. After the blinding light came the clash of metal and screams piercing the silence. 5 years later, on August 31st, 1997. The world was shaken again. Princess Diana was killed in a car crash in Paris since 1995. Tsuki's prophetic dreams grew more frequent and more intense. The themes expanded: mass disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis, unstoppable forces of nature. With urgency rising, she decided to turn her dreams into drawings, to warn, to preserve. On a winter night in 1995, the silver-haired man returned in her sleep, guiding her into a fractured land. The earth cracked open, the air thick and choking with dust, a world on the brink, and she began to draw everything. Tsuki awoke in the middle of the night, heart racing, as if the universe had whispered a warning, a deep sense of dread. She opened her journal, carefully recorded the dream from the zeroth of May 1995, sketched the destruction, and beneath it wrote only one line: "Something will explode in 15 days. Then on May 17th, 1995, a devastating earthquake struck Kobe, taking nearly 6,500 lives. Tens of thousands of homes collapsed. Japan, known for its discipline and resilience, was brought to its knees by nature's merciless force. Rumors say 20 people believed her dream and evacuated early. That night, a vision may have saved lives. The most recent prophecy was the one that changed the entire world: COVID-19. In a journal entry from 1995, Tsuki wrote, "25 years from now, a strange virus will appear in 2020, peak in April, vanish, but return a decade later." When the world truly fell into chaos, she spoke out on social media, admitting, "April wasn't entirely accurate, but the eerie accuracy still stunned the public. And the future I saw became a sudden sensation. Will the virus really return in 2030? That answer remains in the future, but right now, the chilling vision tied to the 0th of May 2025 is already keeping many awake at night. If you believe some things are already set in motion, or if this story made you pause and wonder, leave a comment, drop a heart, share this video with someone who needs to see it. And don't forget to subscribe, because together we may just decode the layers of time before it's too late. What are we standing before? A natural disaster, a global social collapse, or something beyond human imagination? Just like she foresaw the March 2011 catastrophe, Tsuki has now described in vivid detail an event in July 2025. The first dream came in 1998. During her travels in India, she saw the waters of the South Pacific, south of Japan, rising unusually high, the sky heavy, the air choking, and then, on July 5th, 2021, at exactly 4:18 a.m., the feeling returned. She jolted awake, breathless, cold sweat on her brow. Something is coming, and it's getting closer. In her final dream, Tsuki stood alone, in the middle of an endless ocean, but at a height beyond imagination, suspended in the sky. She gazed down at the South Pacific waters near Japan. Still, eerily still. No sun, only a suffocating silence. Then suddenly, the ocean began to move. Massive gas plumes burst from the depths, like boiling cauldrons hidden beneath Earth's crust. A clear sign of a sleeping undersea volcano preparing to awaken. And then she saw them. Two colossal dragons, twisting beneath the surface, slowly forming from the edges of her vision, as if summoned by the fury of the sea itself. The twin creatures made no sound, only circled the rising gas, as if guarding something ancient hidden below. Then it happened. A colossal pillar of seawater burst skyward, tearing through the ash-gray sky. A tsunami, 3 times the size of 2011's disaster, crashing toward the shore. In mere moments, 1/4 of Japan's Pacific coastline was devoured. Tsuki stood frozen, watching dust, cars, homes, and millions of lives swept away. She couldn't remember how she breathed in that storm of terror. Only one thing remained: a new landmass, rising from the depths like some ancient being, awakening after a slumber of millennia. And in that moment, she knew that land would soon connect to Japan. In her final dream, Tsuki saw the very shape of Asia begin to distort. Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the Philippines collided, shifted, and slowly merged into a single landmass, as if the ocean itself had abandoned its boundaries to rewrite the map in chaos. Most people would see only the end, but in Tsuki's eyes, that ending was a beginning. Cold, foreign, and utterly inevitable. A new chapter for humanity. Not one we could predict, and certainly not one we could refuse. But what made that dream truly terrifying was the final detail: the time. She saw it clearly, without confusion. Not vague, not symbolic. July 5th, 2025, at exactly 4:18 a.m., precise to the second. The moment of awakening burned into her memory like a cut from an invisible blade. Perhaps you'll doubt it. Perhaps you'll laugh and call it superstition. But if every one of her previous dreams came true, then this time, would you really dare to look away? But what Tsuki knew with certainty was that if even a small group among the millions who read her words chose to believe, chose to prepare, then when the dream became reality, the loss might be lessened. She understood. She could no longer stay silent. In 2023, she republished her book, this time with more complete content than ever before. It included new dreams, and more importantly, a warning, a message about a catastrophe that hasn't come yet, but is approaching with terrifying speed. To many, her visions were nothing but anxiety turned into fantasy. But to those who had followed her string of prophecies for decades, they knew what Tsuki had seen could not be ignored. So then, could this event really happen? Some now believe her final dream may be tied to the long-feared Nankai Trough megathrust earthquake, a seismic event predicted by scientists for years, one that could reach magnitude 9 on the Richter scale. If that vision were to become reality, the devastation from the tsunami would be unimaginable. Yet the location Tsuki identified lies at the center of the Philippine sea plate, far from the zones typically highlighted in Nankai earthquake scenarios, leading many experts to believe a direct link is unlikely. Still, aftershocks from a major seismic event can spread across vast distances, and the risk of an earthquake near that region cannot be ruled out entirely. A more unsettling theory dates back to 1965, when a US military aircraft reportedly crashed near Amami Island, carrying a thermonuclear warhead said to be 70 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. If that device were to detonate underwater, the result could be a catastrophic tsunami. And chillingly, the crash site aligns almost perfectly with the coordinates described in Tsuki's final dream. To this day, no scientific evidence confirms that a single underwater nuclear blast could generate waves of such destructive scale. But the question remains, was it ever really just a theory? If you believe some things are already set in motion, or if this story made you pause and wonder, leave a comment, drop a heart, share this video with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe, because together we may just decode the layers of time before it's too late. If such an explosion were to occur, the spread of radiation across the ocean and atmosphere would surpass all limits of containment. One striking detail in Tsuki's dream was the appearance of two colossal dragons racing toward the epicenter. In Eastern mythology, dragons are often linked to natural cataclysms, storms, earthquakes, elemental upheaval. This raises the chilling possibility that the disaster on the 0th of May 2025 may involve a combination of earthquake and tsunami, unleashing a force beyond comprehension. Yet dragons also symbolize rebirth after destruction, a cleansing, a transformation of the world, forged in sorrow. And in reality, Japan sits precisely along the Pacific Ring of Fire, a volatile junction where tectonic plates converge, home to the greatest number of underwater volcano systems on Earth. And of course, those plates are never truly still. Tectonic plates are never still. They shift slowly, year by year, and that movement has caused earthquakes, tsunamis, and sometimes entirely new land. In 2013, just 500 meters off Japan's Nishinoshima Island, an undersea volcano erupted without warning, creating a brand new strip of land, absent from any known map or record. Within weeks, it expanded rapidly and merged with the main island, doubling Nishinoshima's size. Then, in 2021, another case emerged at the disputed Kuril Islands between Russia and Japan. There, an underwater volcano erupted, again without warning. And when meteorologists arrived by helicopter, they discovered a completely new island had formed. Though small in scale, these events are undeniable proof that what Tsuki once described was not fantasy. And now, we return to her dream from 2021, where two massive dragons twist beneath the ocean, as if guarding something that is about to rise. The position of the dragons in her sketch eerily aligns with the collision point of two massive tectonic plates, the Philippine and Pacific plates. This exact contact zone holds the highest risk of underwater volcanic eruption. And if natural forces converge at the right moment, such an explosion could raise the ocean floor, creating an entirely new landmass. Tsuki also had a vision back in 1981 of a massive tsunami. In the future I saw, she described the waves striking on a sweltering summer evening while dining with her family. At first, many thought it referred to the 2011 disaster, but the real event occurred in cold March, not summer, and far more crucially, the wave in her dream was 3 times taller. That's why, in the most recent reprint, she added a single, haunting note. I'm not sure this was the tsunami of 2011, because what I saw was far, far worse. Just before the tsunami struck, the sea pulled back in an eerie retreat, and someone shouted, "Hez!" the name of the god of the underworld in Greek mythology, a chilling omen of what could not be undone. You may believe that dreams are nothing more than reflections of the mind, that the future is a shadowy land no one has yet touched. But after hearing all of Tsuki's story, the question that chills us is no longer if it will happen, but if someone truly can see what lies ahead, then perhaps it's already written. According to the paradox of time, the past, present, and future may exist all at once, stacked like paper layers, and a few rare souls may have stepped outside the box to glimpse what's beyond. Tsuki did not seek to instill fear or build a tale of doom. What she left us was a quiet, resolute message. Be prepared, because no matter what is written in the days to come, it is clarity, calm, and readiness that decide whether we survive or fade away. If you want to continue discovering untold mysteries, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, because the next video might change the way you see the universe.